Hello everyone, this is Korith Landwalker, and tonight we have another exciting episode ahead of Star Trek Online. Last week we got through all the little annoying Klingon infighting, dealt with perhaps the end of our dealings with Klingon devils. And it looks like now we're going to be dragged into some Romulan intrigue. What does it all mean? Your guess is as good as mine, and we're going to find out right now. Following the Klingon captain, well, okay, technically Klingon Lieutenant Commander Zidane. So we're just going to hop right into it. Well, that is after I take care of duty officer assignments and other related stuff. I never promise perfection. We last left off in First City, where I had planned on actually selling off a bunch of my inventory, which I never actually did. Oops. Not sorry. I just never got to it. We'll do the R&D first. I was doing research into beams, which is great, but unfortunately, that wasn't what I wanted to do. I want to say I wanted to do engineering. Why did I want to do engineering? And it's silly to do any of that. I want to say there was something else I wanted to do. I thought it was engineering. I don't think it was kits. I don't think it was any of the big stuff. There was a reason I wanted to do engineering, and I can't even remember what it was. So, I'm going to stall. We're going to complete a bunch of missions here.
Congratulations, Lieutenant Commander.
And just like that, I've already gotten a level. Yay me! The failures on a couple of marauding missions. I was hoping to do well on marauding because I have a Klingon recruitment thing that's reliant upon it. But you know, if it fails, it fails. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. Nothing major, nothing fancy. We did okay. I mean, didn't do great, but we're getting some advancement going on here. Marauding. Contraband. To Walden? Walden. I think he's the guy who gets plastered drunk on blood wine all the time. We'll sell prisoners. Do I have enough prisoners? I do have enough prisoners. Prisoners are like gold. Or perhaps it would be more accurate to say like platinum, because you'll see we get platinum as part of our reward if we succeed in the mission. Not sorry. Unfortunately, this claims I have no more prisoners. I thought I had more than 3 prisoners. Oh well, so much for that. Let's get the skills out of the way. We're dealing with Lieutenant Commander's skills. And I'm going to put a point in the projectile training because I'm still going full steam ahead on tactical abilities. Tactical Captain, tactical abilities. We'll contact Lieutenant Satas and get the KDF Commander Duty Officer pack. So, we'll get more duty officers. And I hate them all. I can't use Disley for anything useful. I have no use for a refugee. Well, refugee might come in handy later. I think I can trade them up to something else entertaining somewhere along the line. No matter. What matters is I don't have very many options available to me. Ah, here we go. Let's start transporting contraband and selling banned weaponry. Marauding often gives contraband, so I have no qualms about using the contraband. Oh, okay, well I seem to have run out of contraband. The plan was working. And one more. Okay, back to R&D. Why did I want to do R&D? It's driving me nuts. I feel like I should know the answer to this. Maybe it has to do with my Klingon receiver. Nothing new has popped up except my enemies of the Empire, which are giving me boxes, which I'm going to hold off on using until I get to Commander. Same with the... oh, I already grabbed that already. Huh. Okay, well... I don't know why I wanted these. The only thing I can think of is I was going to do upgrades to the RCS console. Oh, you know what? We'll just do it. Just do it. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of duty officers who are qualified as research lab guys, so I'm not going to be able to do too much here. Okay, well, that pretty much takes care of all the administrivia. We'll sell more of this junk at a more convenient moment. Just out of curiosity, let's bring up the Klingon receiver one more time. How many more kills till I get to 500? 55 more melee kills. I can do it. I can get there. 1,000 is going to be tough. 1,000 is going to be tough. That'll give me an upgrade to my Batleth, I think. Yeah, to this final form, which will also unlock it for account-wide use. So clearly I've got motivation to get to 1,000. But it's gonna be rough. Hunter Instinct, I've got ways to go on that one. I've been slacking off on that. Warriors of the Empire. This one is for Admiralty upgrades. Just upgrade some of the things? I don't know. Drives me bad, so I can't remember why I thought that was the way to go. Well, the next step is to continue our Romulan mystery with Mine Enemy. But first, let's ask Temek. Tell me about the Remans. Why would they attack the Romulans?
The Romulans are used to dealing with Romulans. Like an abused targ, they now fear all who approach. I had great hopes for the Romulans in the days after Shinzong's rebellion and the destruction of Romulus. They threw off their shackles and stood as the Romulans' equals. The High Council even considered an alliance with the Romulans, but they were too suspicious and paranoid for much to come of it. It is better this way. The Romulans' fear makes them weak.
Oh, that's the Klingon point of view right there. And now, the next episode, Mine Enemy.
Intelligence has decoded the list of Romulan targets that you recovered from the vault. I want you to infiltrate one of these targets and determine why Obsec would attack it. The Vahar system is still technically part of the Romulan Star Empire, but Ferengi speculators have moved in, and the Empress has done nothing to remove them. The big-eared little money grubbers have reopened their mines and are now doing business with anyone with platinum.
Typical Ferengi.
You will go to the Vahar system under the pretense of negotiating a trade deal for the Empire. Talk to Madron, the operator of the mines. Convince him to allow you access. Find out all you can.
Oh, I'll
Once
be...
we know why Oversecond the Remans are targeting these marks, then we will know how to proceed.
I would be happy to convince him. He doesn't need all his limbs, does he? So, what do we get for succeeding this mission? Our usual trifecta. Experience points, expertise, and dilithium. You will note that the experience point reward looks obscenely huge here. I believe we are in a double XP period right now, so all XP rewards are going to double. So we can get ourselves a few levels out of this today. Also, a Horta hatchling. Yeah. Well, you know, big deal. And a choice of, well, personal weapon stuff, personal shields, personal and ship stuff. I'm probably going to go with one of the personal stuff because I have no problem getting starship equipment. So let us... yeah, let's beam up to the ship here. I might be able to get more duty officer assignments in orbit and in sector space, so let's go ahead and try to take care of that. And then we'll bap ourselves via transwarp to our destination. So, duty officers, again, going for that marauding stuff. Scavenge minefield. Good choice. So now we're going to go out of orbit. Just wanted to make sure that there was nothing extra available. Sometimes there's recruiting assignments, and I'd hate to miss out on a bridge officer recruitment. You never know when it might be something cool. No luck, no luck. So it's off to transwarp to the FotR's system. Apparently I've been pronouncing it wrong all these years. Who knew? Of course, it might just be the Klingon pronunciation too, so... I'm not going to make any rash assumptions. And now that I'm in a different sector... Nope, I can't do black market contacts. Well, you know, you try things, sometimes they work. So, FotR, the unusual gravitational harmonics of the planetoids of the FotR system are believed to be due to the elongated elliptical orbit of FotR 2. However, Federation researchers in the system have recently detected something that could be a dark matter nebula. The presence of an anomaly of that type could be affecting the harmonics of all the planetoids. The Federation Science Council is constructing a Metreon fountain on FotR 1 in an effort to learn more about the nebula. You know, all this stuff sounds pretty cool. Too bad we're not going to see a darn thing about any of this in this mission. Captain, the Remans were targeting a magnesite mine in this area, but the list we recovered didn't have its exact coordinates. I know we're in the right area, but all of the moons in this system are inhabited, and our sensors are being affected by the magnesite. We'll need to contact each moon to try to determine which one the Remans are actually targeting. You will note that I am flying a Klingon D7 battle... Well, technically speaking, this is a Katinga battle cruiser. But let's call it by the proper Klingon designation here. It is the legendary D7 from a, if you want to get really technical, which I picked up because it's a tier 6 classic Klingon battle cruiser, and I could not pass that up. More importantly, I would not pass it up. There is not a Klingon starship design that is better than this one. That's a personal opinion, and I'm sticking with it. Hail the moon. Oh god. Tyriliu.
Melanie Dion and her minions may have sworn fealty to the Klingon Empire, but we did not. I bid leave for no one. Leave now or be destroyed.
Alright. They want to play it that way. We'll play it that way. Figure if I damage a lot of ships while I come out early out of cloak, I might get more credit for them. For the ambush requirement. Cloak out again. Oh, he's going to hit me with a torp, but he missed. Good, good. That means he'll be easy meat for the next assault. Take that, you dirty patak! Ha 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 ha! Oh, it seems that we've exhausted the possibilities of this moon, so let's go to moon number 2. After grabbing some more mining stuff, well, harvestables. Zidane isn't quite like Talel was, who was basically along the lines of, "Ooh, squirrel!" But I'm not going to pass up something I'm passing right by either. Whee! I don't use those fireworks enough, so I'm going to make up for it with this Klingon. I'm going to pop them off on a regular basis. Because I can. Hail the moon! Laiwa. Well, you know, at least that one's a little easier to pronounce.
This moon is private property. No solicitors, beggars, or Klingons allowed.
These people are rude and insolent. This is a ship of the Klingon Empire. They should speak to us with more respect. I agree. Lock in on that transmission in orbital bombardment time. What? I can't orbital bombardment? Oh, I'm hurt. I am devastated. You get off lucky this time, Riemann. There will be other times. And when those other times come, you a dead man. Speaking of magnesite, I'm flying right by another one, so I am not going to ignore it. I mean, when opportunity is rolling by right there in front of me, why would I ignore it? Answer, I wouldn't. God, I love this Klingon ship design. I'm a classic Star Trek fan at heart. Hail Moon Cole.
Hello, my good friend. I'm so happy to meet you. Perhaps you are in the market for some high-quality magnesite? We have the finest ore in the quadrant. On behalf of the miners and residents here, I'm more than happy to welcome you to our home. Please, transport to the surface.
Remember that name, Madron. We'll be seeing him an awful lot.
Unfortunately, the large amount of extremely pure magnesite ore in the core of our little world will interfere with your sensors. For safety reasons, I must insist that you use the transporter signal enhancers that I have installed at my own expense. Also, I know Klingons are fond of their battle parties, but could you please restrict the number of crew you bring down to the surface? My people here aren't used to strangers, and you wouldn't want to disrupt their work, would you?
Is that a trick question? Ready to beam down on my command. Consider my command given, and we're going to take my doctor, Thrak. Yes, I have a Gorn as my doctor, but you can see that he's the runt of the litter. I mean, I'm taller than he is. He's the runt of the litter. That said, he can still tear your arm off, so okay, maybe the height thing only applied for maybe it only applies to people who happen to be on that screen, because, well, I still kind of look a little taller. I can't tell if it's I'm on higher ground or not, though.
Did you need something?
What are you doing here?
It's a long story. After the destruction of Romulus, I joined a group of colonists looking for a new place to settle. We chose to form a new agrarian community on Viranov, a pastoral world on the edge of Romulus.
Oh, that didn't work out well for her at all.
Our colony was attacked and destroyed. I managed to evade the attackers and get off-world with a small group of people. My luck ran out here, and I've been stuck ever since.
You know, I don't know if Talel ever noticed Rai sitting here. Because Talel came from Viranat too. What kind of work do you do?
I'm a biochemist by trade. I specialize in hemocyanin, a division of hematology, working with copper-based blood. On Viranov, I handled a lot of issues related to food compatibility and local biochemistry. These days, I mostly handle minor medical issues and nutritional deficiencies for the people living here. I can't afford passage off of this move. I've managed to stay out of debt, but I don't know how long that will last.
Yeah, you hear of anything strange going on?
This whole mining facility is nothing but strange. That Ferengi, Madre, rides everyone hard to make a profit. Just when it looks like things will get too bad, he turns around and does something generous. Folks have occasionally disappeared, and not by leaving their ship. People here for weeks or months will suddenly vanish. People talk about seeing strange things, or being kept out of parts of the mine by the guards. There's something deeper in those mines. I'm sure of it.
Now, I'm sure that the Romulans would be able to give her a way off this planet. But I'm not a Romulan. I don't have the emotional attachment to Viranat or any of that rot. Still, if I have the opportunity, I will be sure to send her a postcard or something for her help. Yeah, like I said, I don't go out of my way, but I'm not going to ignore nearby harvestables when I see them. They'll likely become very important as I get further along. In the meantime, yes, there it is, Modern. Otherwise known as Ferengi Weasel. Nobody calls him that, except me. I'll call him Ferengi Weasel.
On behalf of everyone on this forsaken rock, let me be the first to welcome you to FotR's. As you can see, we don't have time for pleasantries, and I'm not sharing my Tranya stash with you. So, why don't we skip the chit-chat and get down to business?
Why do I care about your mine?
Unfortunately, I cannot call this mine my own. I'm just a middleman. Out of the goodness of my heart, I help the residents here pass on the products of their hard work to commercial entities such as yourself. The minuscule transaction fee and trade tariff I keep to offset my expenses is figured into the unit cost of the whole. My operation has become one of the best in the area because of the high demand for my services from both sides. I provide the best mining equipment and supplies in the sector to the miners, while my customers get competitive pricing on the ore they need.
Tell me about the mines.
I don't pay much attention to that. Miners have empty carts and they return with ones filled with ore. If you're that interested, you could visit the mines themselves, but I don't recommend it. It's such a dirty, disagreeable business, and I'm convinced that breathing ore dust for too long is terrible for you. The miners who live near my quarters used to keep me up night after night with their dreadful coughing. I had to install soundproofing just to get some sleep. Are you sure you wouldn't rather look at the ore I have to say?
Yeah, I think I'll talk with the miners first. Somehow I get the impression that you aren't going to give me the full story.
Yourself. Just remember, I have an exclusive contract to export magnesite ore from this moon. If you try to cut me out of your deal, you'll regret it.
Oh, I just have some questions. you can be sure that I'll be back. Mandarin won't answer any questions about why the Remans might be targeting this place for fear of scaring us away from a possible sale. Perhaps if we ask some of the locals about what is going on here, they'll be able to provide some information. And there it is again. Another item. Another harvestable. I am not going to ignore it if it's right in my face. Now, one of these individuals will be asking for my help. And it'll depend a lot on profession. For example, this fellow is a surveyor.
I really can't talk at the moment. I have to finish a survey of the area so the miners can start work on a new mine shaft.
Anything I can do to help?
As much as I'd appreciate someone else to lug around this heavy equipment, it's all very delicate. And I'd only trust a capable scientist to help me.
I'll send them your way if I find someone. So you can tell, as the yellow text said, science captains would be able to deal with that. But I am not a science captain. So we continue. Now this one sure feels like it'll be a tactical one, doesn't it? Talk to bullied refugee.
I can't talk to you. I can't talk to anyone. I'm on the run. And if those thugs see me talking to you, then you'll be in danger too.
Would you be willing to talk if I beat the tar out of the people, being thuggy?
I need someone who's not afraid of a fight.
I'm a Klingon.
That's beating and stealing from us. Madrin doesn't do anything to stop it. For all I know, he's getting a cut of everything they take. They're making life miserable for all of us. Would you be willing to help?
Let me think about this. You're asking a Klingon if he'd be willing to help by fighting people off. Man, talk about easy.
The bullies that have been stealing from us. If we don't give them what they want, they beat us. I had a friend. All he was trying to do here was feed his family. Be a good man. He had an old bottle of ale. He said it was from the home war. One of those thugs wanted it. Now, my friend is dead. I'm too weak to stop them, I know that. And now I have my friend's children, in addition to my own. But if someone were to teach them a lesson, this camp would be a better place for all of us.
I'll be more than happy to teach them a terminal lesson. They don't need to keep their limbs, do they? Trick question! They're not going to be keeping their limbs. By the time I'm done, they're going to wish that they'd come anywhere other than this moon. Trying to get myself a few more bat'leth kills. I mean, these guys obviously don't deserve the honor of being taken down by such a weapon. But life is filled with disappointment. Coming for you. Bah, science kit. And apparently there's one more target somewhere. But they're not showing up on my map. Which is proof positive that even games that have been out for long, long years can still have bugs. So we're just going to have to wander through the camp looking for, well, okay, well obviously it's not going to be that way because the bullied guy's over that way. That would be too easy. But somewhere there's going to be someone who can be targeted. And when we find them, chop chop! Of course, it's also possible that the mission is bugged so badly that you can't get past it. That's not exactly a prospect I like to think about, but it's a realistic... Oh, there we are. Oh, ha! It was obvious the whole time. Oh man, I'm such an idiot. Oh well, might as well be subtle about this. Oh, no you don't. You don't get out of here. Oh, did you just kill Steel Thrak? Well, that's always a hazard. If it was a kill steal, it was a kill steal, and I'm not going to complain about it much. Really, it doesn't pay to annoy the doctor. At least not until I have a viable replacement.
Thank you. Those guys have been giving everyone a lot of trouble. These thugs are part of a larger group that operates deep inside the magnesite mine. They control the lower levels, and no one who goes down there uninvited ever comes back. I don't know what's so important down there that's worth hurting us to protect it. Maybe if you went down there, you could get some answers.
Oh, I surely do. I surely do. So let's see if we can convince Mandarin to let me in. Or I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow his mind down. Preferably via orbital bombardment.
You want to go in the mine?
That's right.
Are you really interested in buying any magnesite? Or are you just here to cause trouble? Because if it's the last thing, I know some place you can start a little ruckus. There's a gang that controls the bottom level of the mine. They won't even let me in there. Previously, I allowed them to keep their little kingdom in exchange for information. But lately, they've been more trouble than they're worth. And the intel they're feeding me is useless. Honestly, who doesn't know about the green invasion of the fairy space?
Just about everybody, because that's a relic of the original timing of the way they did missions. The first set of featured episodes involved the Breen invasion of Teferi space. But now, that arc isn't even on the episode arc chain. You have to actually get to it via special means, and only at level 50. Well, I want to say level 50, but I think it's actually the maximum level. It should show up somewhere like around here, but it's not going to. It's one of my consistent frustrations, let's put it that way. Technically speaking, I should have also done Secrets of Nimbus before I started doing this arc, because, well, a lot of the things that happen on Secrets of Nimbus is tied into the Romulan mystery, but it's before the Romulan mystery. But again, that isn't part of the main episode chain for the Klingons. I think if you go through some of my past streams, you will have heard me rant about how poorly they fit a lot of these missions in over time. My opinion has not improved over the years. But, as usual, I was not consulted. Let's check out the mine. Conveniently, it is up here. Ready and waiting. And we're going to come up with another relic shortly. Although I don't know if that relic will appear being as part of the Klingon experience. Don't make me hurt you? Oh, I think you've gotten confused.
What do you want?
Now, the Federation guys, if they have a high diplomatic status in their duty officer assignments, they could actually bypass what's going to come up here completely. However, thanks to the fact that they've rearranged the placement of all the missions, there will be almost no Starfleet-aligned captain who will ever have that high a diplomacy ranking. I did with my main character when this mission first came out because, well, for starters, it was before the duty officer days, but I'd still gotten to the maximum diplomacy rank at that time. This was also before Klingons had duty officer assignment missions as well, so I don't even think they have the opportunity to try to convince them. But really, I'm a Klingon. Why should I be diplomatic? Get out of my way! Really, I just need to buff up my kill count with. There we go. Oh, he's actually not doing anything. But I do see a harvestable here, so let's grab that. It seems that miner is the smartest guy in this entire cavern. So let's see what lies beyond. And, oh, we have hostiles. Doctors die first. Don't take that personally, Thrak. Oh, excellent. Killing blows. Oh, and here comes the next wave. Okay, I seem to have made a wrong turn somewhere. Okay, I'm gonna need to hit the heal button here. And Thrak is down, and I'm gonna be down shortly too. I may have made a tactical error here. Oops! Thrak, I'm very disappointed in you. When I bring a doctor down with me to a mission, call for a medical beacon. Yeah, thank you, Cap. I'm surprised to see you here, Cap, because as folks who are perhaps not familiar with some of the other things I do here, I also do Star Citizen streams. They recently just dropped down a new patch which has included medical gameplay, and medical beacons are a part of that. Dual screen is a benefit. That must be nice. My second screen is an iPad. It's the only way I can keep track of chat, and sometimes I can't even handle that well. Okay, let's scan things around a bit. Captain, there are a series of pressure plates located in this area. They're low-tech, but the Romulans may have had to resort to outdated security measures because of interference from the magnesite veins in this cavern. The problem is that the magnesite is making our tricorders almost useless. If there's anything on this moon that the Remans would want to eliminate badly enough to use Thalaron weapons, it has to be here. We're going to have to figure out how to use the pressure plates to reveal whatever the Romulans are trying to hide. I suspect that we need to activate 2 of them to open the door. Well, gee. These must be it. This is where it's handy to know the bridge officer commands. You see, up here you've got multiple commands you can use. This one here is basically turns everybody passive. They'll heal, they'll buff, but they won't shoot anybody, which is very handy if you want to sneak by people. This will become important momentarily. Over here, it's the act normally, which includes kill things that attack them. This button allows me to tell all my bridge officers, all my bridge officers to attack a specific target, or assist a specific target, depending if it's an ally or an enemy. This one tells everybody to go to wherever I tell them to go, and they stand there. This can be done at the individual level as well as the entire team level. So you'll see I have the same buttons over here, oh, except for the passive one. Oh, actually, I guess I can, this is a toggle for the individual. Yeah, there we go. So, it toggles for the individual. And you can have that individual target a specific person, and you can have him go to a specific rally point, which we're going to do now. How about that? He actually went to the rally point exactly where he was supposed to. I'm so used to them not going to the exact location. Oops. I still have that Streamlabs thing for Star Citizen rolling. Oh, that's a little embarrassing. I thought I turned that off. Oh well, this is the kind of thing that happens when you get old. Just give me a quick second and I will shut that thing off. We're trying to do things with Star Trek Online tonight. Not with Star Citizen. Star Citizen is for Saturday. There. Back to business. Now that I have Thrak standing there, I'll stand over here. We'll lock in the coordinates and use the hidden door. And ooh. And now I can clear his waypoint and he will follow me again. And whoa, this does not look like a cavern, does it? No. We have found the secret base and stuff happens. My cape.
With all due respect, sir, there is a difference between protecting the Empire from her enemies and provoking.
There is much here none understand. The Remans need to know their place. As do you. I will not get your insubordination, Commander. The Dal Shiar has no place for officers who cannot follow orders. In the command center.
I'm right there with
Colonel,
Thrak.
they were civilians.
What the heck?
Their blood is on our hands.
Get used to it. There will be more. Speaking of which, why don't you clean out the brig before you become a resident there?
Now that fellow is better known to the individuals who play Romulan characters. Thrak, passive mode. The analysts in this room look completely engaged in their work. I wouldn't be surprised if we could sneak past them without being noticed. So let us sneak past them so that they don't do anything rash like, you know, try shooting us. See how easy that was?
I almost feel sorry for you, but I have my own neck to it. I'll be joining you in there soon enough. If Hakib has his way, we all will.
Well, that sounds like an extremely disaffected kind of Romulan. And look, you know what's really good in a prison? Prison riots. Let's put everybody back on normal mode. And let's start opening cells and let the entertainment commence. I'm sure this cannot possibly go badly for the prisoners, but they're not exactly a priority. I just need them to be a distraction. Oh, thank God. For a minute there, I thought Thrak was getting involved with the festivities. Hello, Commander Janek. It's beating time. Oh, Thalaran mine. Get rid of that thing fast. That thing is lethal. Oh, come on. A surrendered Romulan commander already? I am disappointed.
Enough. I surrender. I value my life more than the Tal Shiar's secrets. I'll tell you anything you want to know. But first, you must tell me why you are here and what you want.
Why does the Reman Resistance want to destroy the base here? Just curious.
The Remans know about this base? Impossible. Only the leadership of the Tal Shiar know we're here. The Empress herself couldn't find us. I don't believe you, but it makes no difference. This is not a military installation. We listen and record here. Nothing more. There are many targets that those Reman scum will find much more tentative.
Now, the Romulans could use this blacked out section. Starfleeters might be able to use their diplomacy skills here. But again, I've already mentioned how the diplomacy got really screwy thanks to the realities of the duty officer system and the timing of this mission. For me, stop lying to me!
Are you sure you want to end things like this?
Well, since you're not talking, yeah, I kinda do. Well, she folded fast. Not impressed. 0 out of 0. Well, 0 out of 10. Well, might as well start cleaning. Oh, there's still an analyst who's still on duty there. I have to admire him. He is just standing there doing his duty. A couple of them. Sorry, but nobody ever said I was going to be a merciful Klingon captain. Security will not be answering your phone calls. Now, we've got some guys up north here. That means more people that I can take out with battling. I didn't think I'd be able to get to him. Oh, another one. Ah, nuts. And we've got more listening postings here. Journal entry 448532. We were drilling near when we broke through a wall into a chamber that hadn't appeared on our scans. Blasted magnesite, it blocks everything. Sensors, tricorders, they're all useless. The chamber is large and should be suitable for an expansion of the base. There were several spherical orbs in it. We have yet to determine the nature of these orbs, but Janek thinks they are pretty. She kept one for her quarters. I've asked for permission to study the orbs. They remind me of a Federation report I read once. I can't remember the details, but it was something about the Janus system. For folks who are familiar with the original series, not to mention anyone who is paying close attention to the details of this mission, you should know immediately. Journal entry 846512. Ensign Kryman is dead. Hakiv ordered him to explore the tunnels. We found organic remains and his fully discharged disruptor nearby. It looked like he had been melted. I think we should wall off this section of the mine and not disturb the creature down here. 6 people have already died. 5 were minors and therefore expendable, but Kryman showed promise. I know that in time he would have been a fine officer. I've asked Colonel Hakiv to request reinforcements. If he's determined to kill people exploring this mine, let him kill recruits. Oh, the Romulans. Don't ever change. Ooh, scanning. Ooh, that was one of those orbs they were talking about. Oh, there's a number of them around, aren't they? They sure look smooth, don't they? Oh, and there's more Romulans. Let's get them. Oh, they're trying to cut into spears. How rude. And, oh, what's that over there? Yes, boys and girls, it is a Horta. And the Horta is ticked. And yes, you have the opportunity to try to communicate with it. Of course, being a Horta, there's not a whole lot that can be done here, but it burns a message into the floor. No kill I. Which I'm pretty sure is exactly what the Horta in the Star Trek original series episode said. Well, indicated. The way I see it, you killed off Romulans. By my definition, that earns you a stay of execution. Came right in through there, didn't they? Clearly the Horde is on our side, so I'm not inclined to fight it, especially seeing as that, you know, I don't want to get melted. If there's one thing that a Klingon warrior can always claim, it's to be smarter than a Romulan. Alright, let's get this door unlocked. And look! Fresh meat! Well, that was a two-front kill, I hope. Let's introduce myself with grenades. Oh, we're not done yet, Centurion. Oh no! Bloody force fields.
How did you find this place? What else? No matter. You won't be revealing anything to your superiors. It's disappointing I cannot give you a proper interrogation. But I have much to do with little. The self-destruct sequence has begun. This base will be your tomb.
Yeah, we're not leaving until I find out everything you're doing here. And that means playing with your computer system. The reactor is going critical. We need to get out of here, but not before we find out what is so important to Kyiv that'll destroy this base to protect it. Got it. Okay. Every man for themselves. After all, there is no dishonor in fleeing an opponent that does not exist, but is simply rocks fall, everybody dies. Now, a Starfleeter would probably care about the miners who are way behind there. Me? I don't care. I mean, I don't particularly want them dead, but I don't particularly care if they make it out either. My priority is getting back to my ship and figuring out what was what. Well, nobody's behind us, so I'm going to assume they're all dead. That's just a limitation of the way the game engine functions. I could easily justify the Federation point of view saying, oh, they all got out too, so. Doesn't matter, doesn't matter. Mattering.
My mind! What have you done to my mind?
There was an infestation of Tal Shiar spies. I just fumigated.
Yar? I'm shocked. I had no idea. I certainly wouldn't have sent you down there if you... Hey, you didn't happen to find anything valuable down there, did you? Because if you did, remember, I have an exclusive contract.
Adrian, I know who was down there. And I know you know who was down there. And I know you know that I know that you know. We'll stop there.
And what's it to you? This is a rough area of the quadrant, you know, and they're good neighbors. If you're not easily embarrassed, the cameras and listening devices are everywhere. I haven't had a single problem with Orions or Herodians since they moved in. And it doesn't hurt that I acquired the odd bit of information here and there. I'm a businessman, and information is me business.
Are you now? Then why don't you give me some of that information as to what they discovered?
Unfortunately, no. I'll admit, I was trying to find out, but their systems were locked down tight. I'm sure whatever it was had to be big news. Everyone was on edge. Janet and Hakeem were barely speaking, and I quite heard Hakeem mumbling something about orders. Someone pulling his strings, but I don't know who. experience. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go talk 100 Romulans into digging a new mine to replace the one you destroyed. My profit margin for this month is ruined.
My heart bleeds. Here, I'll give you a tip. Here's a small shaving of magnesite. Don't spend it all in one place. Maderin doesn't seem to know much, Captain. Or at least, he's not willing to part with what information he knows without being paid. I don't think he can help us anymore. We should return to the ship and try our luck at decrypting the files we received from the Tal Shiar. I'm sure that they will be more useful than anything Maderin has to say. That's a low bar to clear, but there you go. Now the next step is to go to the ready room. First though, I see we've got some completed missions, so let's knock those guys out of the park here. Anything new with the, yeah, we have a couple disables. Mining colony or scavenge from wreckage? Decisions. We'll go for the wreckage. Oh, and I still have enough for the mining colony raid. Excellent. Nothing fancy or useful here. I wasn't really expecting anything, but it was... Oh, another one completed when I wasn't looking.
Congratulations, Lieutenant Commander.
Ooh, a level. That worked out nicely, didn't it? We'll hold off on that, and we're going to go to visit the bridge. Visiting your starship bridge is something you don't do very often, so it's worth looking into when you have the opportunity like now. If there's one thing that I think Star Trek Online really dropped the ball, it's with the starship interiors. In every Star Trek series, there have been entire episodes that have taken place only on board their starship. You will almost never see that in Star Trek Online. And it has a lot to do with the way they did starship interiors to begin with. They really dropped the ball on that. They really did a half-assed method of getting it into the game. That's an unkind way of saying it, but it's true. They could have done it so much better, and they didn't. And because of that, you will never see... Well, let me rephrase that. The odds are obscenely high that you will never see what you would call a bottle episode, where everything just takes place in the ship. It's disappointing, and you would think that 10 years in they would have figured a way to deal with it. I can think of a couple ways off the top of my head that it could be done without completely hosing everything else. The exception, and this is the big reason why you're never going to see it, is with starships that you can buy in lockboxes or with the special rewards that come from the various events that go on in the game. Because they only have bridges. They don't have the interiors, they just have the bridges. You can't take a turbolift and explore the rest of the ship. They do all the functionality on the bridge that you would get from the other interior locations. And because of that, it guarantees that if you use those ships, you can't do those kind of bottle episodes. It's a very disappointing thing. I think they fumbled hard on that. But, and I'll say it again, I was not consulted. Now, I've never really looked at this bridge all this closely before. It's actually pretty impressive. I don't even remember what kind of bridge this is. I don't know which designer it is. I picked up a bunch over time including, obviously, some Klingon ones. But I don't remember seeing this one before. It's kind of cool. And clearly not designed for a D7, since we're looking at a display here that is for... looks kind of Vorkshop, but it might be a Negvar. Don't care. Now, I have no idea which of these... Okay, it's obviously not that one. So my ready room is on... Because that was heading towards the turbo lifts. My ready room is going to be over here. That's where we're going to be just decrypting that message. Access library files. Please input query. 5 files uploaded. Fervor, plethora, precedence, reciprocity, and referendum. Now this is where the Klingons get the short end of the stick. We'll start with fervor. Oh, okay, well this isn't so bad. This is actually Klingon related. I'm not used to seeing this. And it shows activities note in Klingon space. So we're going to analyze the file structure, and it's going to say, hey, nothing wrong here. But if we cross-reference with Klingon intelligence records, we see we have some bad information. The House of Torg was brought before the High Council for commendation by the House of Martok. Now, we know exactly what happened to the House of Torg, so we can fix this with no problem. House of Martok to House of Antak? No. Commendation? No. Acts of treason? Yes. We're going to select a new file, and we're going to open Plethora. Now this is where things get a little bit south, because the Klingons would have no clue about what happened here. You've got notable activities, and like, okay. Now it's not so, it wasn't so bad when the mission first came in, because unlocking Klingons required you to have actually gotten to, I think, at least level 6 with a Federation captain, and to have done a certain mission that was pretty early to unlock the ability to play a Klingon. And those early missions would have included the answer to this. But now that we have the tutorials all separated out and they're all their own faction and no connection between them whatsoever, a Klingon player would have no clue. No problems with the file structure. We do find something is wrong. Inaccuracy found. It says that exposed... Oh, that's what we're going to tell you. Well, how about that? The answer was always there. I just never read the thing on the side. So, okay, exposed that. Well, you know, I've been playing this game for how many years now? That's the first time I actually noticed that actually gave you information that was useful. Who knew? Precedence. Chain of command at the Tal Shiar listening post. And we see this stuff. We don't see anything about the cross-referencing, but the file structure tells us something entertaining. Some of the each ID numbers the sum of the previous two. So, which one is it? Well, you know, I could work all through this stuff, but I think we're going to save everybody some abuse here, and we're just going to grab this one. Because, you know, I don't want to inflict the pain upon people trying to work this out. Plus, I'm not 100% sure where they get the bloody lettering. New file. And we're going to grab referendum because we know that this one is the big one. Notable actions in the Romulan Senate. Let's do a cross-reference. No record of Jirok visiting Andoria. So, you know, Jirok visits... Okay, well that's a problem, isn't it? Because now we have Vulcan, Kronos, Wolf 359. I'm going to assume it's not Kronos because, you know, I'm sure it would have mentioned that he visited Kronos. And I'm going to assume it's not Vulcan either because the Romulans, the Star Empire that is, would not go anywhere near Vulcan. So I'm going to assume it's Wolf 359. Wrong! Okay, well, let's try Vulcan then. Why not? And it turns out, yeah, they did go to Vulcan. It's a good thing nothing self-destructs here, right? Okay, so let's open the structure here. And look, it's a mess. Morbi Lobortis. Present porta elit quis est. We're not even going to try all this stuff. This is garbage. What does the file structure tell me? Needs a multivariable passkey referencing the other files, which I have just decrypted. So let's start applying the passkey. Zap. 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 And finally, zap. File. Reciprocity. Secret Riemann base detected in the Dara system. Listening post Hephaestus has detected an increase in suspects' communication and ships traveling to and from the Dara system. Analysis of the communications and ship traffic reveals patterns of obfuscation normally employed by Riemann forces. Tal Shiar forces then intercepted a ship leaving the Dara system and captured 47 Riemann civilians. Yes, of course it had to be 47. The passengers and crew were summarily executed under the orders of Colonel Hakiv, but the captain and first officer were preserved for questioning. Under interrogation, the captain of the Riemann vessel provided a security key that could be used to decipher encrypted communications and sent to the Dara system. The decrypted messages proved that there is a base in this area of space being used by the Riemann resistance. Recommendation: Tal Shiar ships should be sent to the Dara system immediately to capture this base and its inhabitants. The Tal Shiar is planning an attack on the Riemann base. We need to get this information to Temek in the Great Hall on Kronos immediately. And that's it for this particular mission. We can actually communicate with them right here.
Obasek is justified in his anger. The Tal Shiar records you recovered from their listening post indicate that they have been tormenting the Riemans for months. Their bases have been attacked, their ships destroyed, and their families killed or imprisoned. There is no more honorable reason to pick up a blade than to defend your home and family. However, Obasek was willing to use Thaleron weapons to destroy a handful of Tal Shiar operatives. Using a hammer to swat a glovefly is not the warrior's way. It is madness.
Agreed. So, let's pick up our rewards. Let's see. Armor or shield, armor or shield. Let's take a look at what we've got here. I could go either way on this. What's Thrak got? No, he's using pretty good armor and shield, all things considered. Balera. Just making sure that Balera is one of the ones I take down. Balera could use a shield and armor. Siege is in decent shape. And I don't think the Grin actually beams down anymore. Nope. But Valkrov does. Okay, I think Balera is going to be the winner of the sweepstakes and get a shield.
Congratulations, Commander.
And look, I'm up to level 20 now. Yay, double XP. Here, Balera, have a shield. I don't think we'll swap out armor at this point. Not yet. New trait unlocks. What will we do for ground? I don't think I have anything that jumps out at me here. I'm going to grab the grenades can expose foes. That will allow me to take advantage of the expose exploit mechanics and hopefully disintegrate people more frequently. Personal space traits. This one will be a tricky one. Beam is handled. And I'm pretty sure I've got the torpedoes already there. How about we go with maximum shields? Protection is always admirable. Skills. I've got an embarrassment of skill choices here. But the first one has to be in the Lieutenant or Lieutenant Commander area. And we're going to do something unusual and go for the impulse expertise here. Then we've got bonus damage for crits or higher chance of critting. Damage. What can I say? I like to hurt people. It's a Klingon thing. And I get a ground point, and we're going to continue our work in the weapons expertise. Or the weapon tree, I should say. I can either go with increasing base damage, or increasing the chance of critical hits. I like critical hits. We'll go with that. And we'll go with improved aim for this ability here. Because I've leveled, the Salah has opened up a new aft weapon slot. Unfortunately, what I don't have is anything to put into it right now. I'll fix that. Got a couple of consoles opened up too, so let's see. Engineering consoles. Is this an engineering? Yes, it is. Hull healing. That's a possibility. Or this one, which is science. Science is full up. I mean, I could fix that, but we'll just leave as is for now. While I'm here, we'll throw a couple of batteries that I almost never use into the slots. I'll do something about that sometime. Really, honest. That was why I was doing the engineering thing. Because I want you to be able to do upgrades on these. On the warp cores and the engines and stuff. Okay, that makes sense. I'll probably forget next week, but hope springs eternal. And now that I've made this level, I did say something about opening up one of these boxes, didn't I? Klingon equipment of either rare or very rare quality. And this one is dilithium equipment. You know, I'm still inclined to hold off on those guys. Maybe I'll just hold off on them until I get to max level. Yeah, I'll defer. Let's see if being clever about it will get me any wins. I'm still about 18 kills short for my Batleth. Okay, Temek. Just want to let you know, the FotR's systems mines, they could be useful.
It is good that you look at the world with the Conqueror's eye. There is much there that would be of use to us. Plentiful resources, a ready workforce, a place to prepare our ships to strike at Sealer's forces. I will take your proposal to the High Council. If they agree, perhaps you will have the honor of leading the invasion force.
Sadly, this is the last time we'll hear of it. Frozen. No, this does not involve a pair of sisters.
We know from the information you recovered from the Bahar system that the Tal Shiar are planning to attack a Reman settlement in the Dera system. We have an opportunity to reach the settlement first. I want you to go to the Dera system, and learn more about the Riemann uprising. The Riemans will have hidden their base, so you may have to use subterfuge to find it. I suspect that this affair is more than simple squabbling. The Tal Shiar either have something to gain from persecuting the Riemans, or they are under orders to do so. I want to know which it is.
All right. Standard trifecta. Plus, well, looks like I won't have a problem figuring out tactical consoles after all, because I will get a choice of them and a choice of Romulan personal weapons. Now, what I'm kind of surprised about is I did not recall seeing a communication concerning my promotion. You would think that, you know, when you get to level 20, you would have gotten a message that said, hey, stop by, I got a ship to give you. Maybe it's waiting for me to leave my interior. Ding! There it is! Being hailed by the Chancellor.
Congratulations! You have proven yourself to be a strong warrior and invaluable to the Klingon Empire. Report to the shipyard orbiting Kronos. I would like to formally recognize your contributions to the Empire.
Get us there. Do not delay. There's really no reason, to be honest, because the ship that they're going to give me, I'm not going to use, because I am flying my Katinga battlecruiser, and I'm not trading it out. But, you know, hey, you want to put another ship under my command? Never let it be said that I would let the opportunity pass me by. Now, again, in case you aren't familiar, a little while back, the devs decided that they would make all ships available to all factions. Well, all the standard ships. Obviously, C-store ships you have to purchase, but then they're available to all factions. So, technically speaking, I could grab myself a Starfleet vessel and use that. But, being as that I am a Klingon warrior, and I would rather chew on broken glass than pick up a Federation vessel, we're going to go right past all those and go through... Ooh, look. I can grab a Katinga battlecruiser. Oh, wait. Surely we can do better. Korotinga, which is a version of the Katinga. Bunch of these special ones that require a heap dilithium, which I don't have. Nor am I willing to spend it. Now, ironically enough, if I really wanted to, I could spend Zen on the dilithium exchange, and right now, I'm pretty sure that I can get the maximum amount of dilithium for 500 dilithium for 1 Zen right now. So 2 Zen would get me 1,000. So I really don't think it's that close, but it's probably pretty close. So a minimum amount of Zen would get you heaps of dilithium. That's just the way they designed their market, and they've never really done that good a job on balancing the economy, the dilithium economy. Any event, I have to choose a ship, and a ship I will choose, and I'm going to choose, I believe it will be the Sukhoi Raptor. And do you know why? Because it includes a bioneural warhead weapon. Now you may ask, what the heck is a bioneural warhead weapon? Now, technically speaking, that didn't actually spend the token I had because that was a C-store thing that was given away a while back, a long while back. So technically speaking, I can grab the base raptor too. At some point that'll be an issue because there's only so many slots I have available for starships in my active queue. I have 5 active ship slots left. But I also have 10 dry dock slots, so what I can eventually do is I can just take one of these ships, I can take a bunch of these ships and stuff them into the dry dock and never worry about them again. But we were speaking of bioneural warheads, weren't we? Oh, that's another thing I could do. I wish I'd thought of that at first. They really don't have what I need. No matter. Short version, as I sidetrack myself again. Bioneural. Oh. Go to my ship. Go here. Bioneural warhead. And what this is basically a projectile that's destructible. You can shoot them, but they have to be at least 2.5 kilometers away. And it will kind of home in on the target, but it'll also shoot the target as it's homing in on the target. So you're getting extra killing blows off this thing. It's beautiful. Now that said, I don't really need 2 torpedoes back here, so we're going to take that one out. Also, carefully note I'm using a whole bunch of basically level 2 weapons. I think it's time for some upgrades. So, let's go shopping. No, not here. Here. Now, the goal here is to basically get 3 disruptors. Okay, rephrase. 5 disruptors and 1 torpedo. Now, they're going to go in order of odd numbers here. So, 5 disruptors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll grab torpedoes. And again, tier level 5s. And then we'll replace these obsolete disruptor beams with the new hotness. Photon torpedoes too. Still going to be hard to top this shield, but the time is coming soon where I will be able to top it, and it will be good. I'm not in a hurry to replace the other equipment on here. I think I'm pretty much set where I want to be here. I mean, I suppose I could try to buy consoles off this guy. Actually, I can't buy consoles off this guy. Bleh. But we're in good shape. We're in good shape. I will do one more thing, though. We're going to sell off the old and worn out equipment. I know that I can't sell them on the exchange, so it's not worth holding on to. Just do a little bit of house cleaning. Got a level 2 hand weapon. Oh, right. We'll just leave those alone for now. This is white quality armor. White quality armor will sell off. Science thing, don't need. I'm not aware that the prototype plans can actually be used for anything. Once upon a time when the crafting system was very different, they mattered, but they don't matter anymore. And that cleans, that'll free up enough space. Alright, a quick glance at the map, see if there's any marauding assignments I can grab here. There are not. So it's time to go to Dara 4. Dara 2. I'm going to Dara 4. Don't question. The unusual gravitational harmonics of the planetoids of the FotR's system are believed to be due to the... Okay. We're getting the wrong text for the wrong planet, which is different from the... Don't want to know. Just begin. Don't set me off on a rant. Commander, the Remans are jamming our sensors, and there is no way to determine where their base is located without assistance. We need a guide. Sensors are picking up a communications satellite nearby. We should be able to modify it to emit a signal that the Remans will think is from one of their ships. When the Remans send someone to investigate the signal, we can get a sensor lock on their ship and follow them back to their base. Sounds like a plan. The other nice thing about the bioneural torpedo is, okay, it looks like it is going to have to be through the back. I thought it was 360 degrees. Oops. This micronebula is limiting sensor function. We can use it to hide from the Reman ship when we send the fake distress signal. Unfortunately, it also hoses my impulse power, so we gotta just slowly work our way through. The modifications are complete, Commander. When we trigger the transmission, the Remans should think it is from a vessel that is losing power and needs assistance. There's a micronebula aft of our location. That should be sufficient to conceal the Salaz energy signature, while we wait for our Reman guide to arrive. Late but here. Hello, Legend. I hope you're having a good day today. In fact, I know you should be having a good day, since I know you've been doing the new Star Citizen patch drop. We are about to set up a little bit of an ambush of sorts. A Reman ship is going to take us to their leader, given the proper motivation. Like, say, a fake distress signal. The signal worked, Captain. Reman scout ship in range. It's moving to scan the area. Sensor lock confirmed. We'll be able to track them if they go to warp. Oops! Detecting a large energy buildup, sir. Romulan battleship decloaking. Captain, they're firing on the Reman ship. Yes, thank you, I got that. The scout ship's weapons and engines are damaged. They're cloaking, attempting to re-establish sensor lock. Well, you know, we can't have that Romulan ship hosing our plan. Captain, the Reman ship is cloaked, but its engines are damaged and sensors are detecting a tachyon leak. They can't stay hidden for long. We should attack the Tal Shiar ships, sir. When we destroy them, the Remans will be able to escape. They will lead us right to their base. Well, you know, I don't need an excuse to go try to kill a double D Romulan battlecruiser. Let's go make his life miserable, shall we? Sir, incoming hail from the lead Romulan vessel. They have detected us. I don't think those onerous Batak will say anything that we want to hear, but they are insisting on speaking with you, Captain. Putting it on the main view screen now.
Ah, you're a good distance out of your Empire's territory, aren't you? I know it's probably useless to expect someone like you to be civilized about this.
Oh, he's quite right.
I wish to avoid unnecessary bloodshed. Offer no aid or assistance to these Riemann rebels, and leave this system immediately. If you do so, I can overlook your intrusion into an internal affair. Otherwise, I would be forced to see your presence here as an invasion of Romulan territory. That would be unfortunate. For you.
I have an alternative suggestion. Prepare to die, Romulan dog! We're going to try to keep some distance here because I don't know if they'll be tossing off those frightening tractor beam triple plasma torpedo combos yet. And if they do, I want nothing to do with it. I will hit them with a new bioneural warhead that I picked up. Oh man, we killed him off before the warhead even hit him. I am so bitterly disappointed. Well, nothing we can do about that now. Let's check out the Riemann scout vessel. Commander, the Riemann scout ship is decloaked. They'll try to shake us. We need to stay close until we get a lock on the ship's warp signature. The ship is on the move. We should follow it. We can do better than that. Let us follow while cloaked. After all, why would we want them to think that we are actually following them? Now, granted, the Romulans are the masters of the cloaking device, but Klingons ain't that bad. That said, one would have wished that they would hurry up and go to warp so we could follow them, instead of moseying along on impulse power. The Riemann scout is cloaking, and Romulan forces are warping in. Well. Nobody promised to make their lives pleasant. Okay, looks like he's going to be a little tougher than I thought. Oops, rear shields are going. That's not good. And there he goes. Follow that Riemann. Not yet. Grab that item. The Riemann ship has executed a short warp jump, and I have a lock on its coordinates, sir. We can engage warp as soon as you're ready. I am ready. And here we are. I'm not picking up any ships here, Commander, but I wouldn't be surprised if there are one or more cloaked ships in the area. Riemann cloaked ships can appear as concentrations of tetrion particles. I will continue scanning the area. There is something interesting on the planet's surface, however. Sensors are detecting a large underground installation. It could very well be the base that the Riemann resistance is using. The entire area is protected by a magnetic shield, though, so we can't transport inside. There is a series of caverns connected to the installation. We could send a team there and try to find a way to disable or circumvent the magnetic shielding. Okay, now we get to take the full bridge crew, including not just Thrak, but Balera, Siege, and Valkrav. Commander, this is incredible. The underground cavern we are in is natural, but the base itself, it's a ship. The Deretics class, if my tricorder readings are correct. The Remans moved a derelict vessel into the cavern. We appear to be in the maintenance area adjacent to the hull of the ship. The Remans probably mined these tunnels for raw materials, but I'm picking up veins of ore that could be useful if they are replicating ship parts or weapons. I'm not reading any way into the ship from here, though. We'll need to find an entrance. Well, let's look around. And look! Critters! Indigenous fauna. We should proceed with caution. Caution. You are hilarious. Klingons are not about caution. They're about glory! Honor! And it occasionally involves wiping out indigenous fauna. Oh, that one doesn't get to go away. Ran all the way over there? No. Down with you. Consoles appear to operate heavy machinery that Remans use to create the cavern. The entrance should be just ahead. Excellent. And there it is. A handy door. The tunnel leads directly into the main area of the base, sir, but it's completely blocked. I wonder if a weapon on its highest setting would breach it. Well, let's find out. Obviously, the bat'leth isn't going to do it. The gate is made of titanium alloy. There is no way a hand weapon will blast through it. We need something with a lot more power. That's it. Sir, did you see the mining laser? If it's operational, we might be able to modify it to do the job. I think the controls for the laser are on the other side of this wall. I hope you're talking about the other side of the wall over here, not the one that we were just looking at, because that would be stupid. But yes, that is the one she did indeed mean. Alright. Zap it down! That was kind of anticlimactic, wasn't it? It's not working. Something must be wrong with the mining laser, sir. We should perform a more detailed scan to determine the source of the problem. I'd say that the source of the problem is it's not working. Commander, the mining laser's power system isn't strong enough. We won't be able to cut through the titanium. I think there are several different ways we can fix this. Your career training will help. Yes, because apparently my applied tactics instructor told me to use whatever was available to get the job done, like several hand weapon power cells. Klingon weapons aren't compatible, but the Remans might have left something suitable in the cave. So let's hop outside and take a look around. Surely there's something that we can use. Or otherwise, this will be the shortest mission on record. But look, there's something over here. Oop, spiders! Die, itsy bitsy! I hate spiders. Why does every new species we encounter try to kill us? For honor and glory, of course. Power packs. Let's grab those. Now, granted, I guess a spider would have a little bit of trouble with the whole honor and glory thing, but you know, the principle remains. More power packs. Excellent. And this is just a crate, but we'll take the stuff in it too. I could always use more hypos. Ooh, spiders! And I can't apparently hit the broadside of a barn with these things. There we go. Die, spider creature! That shield is becoming very annoying. I have all the power cells I need, but before we can use them to boost the output of the laser, I'll need to fuse them together. With its powers combined, we should be able to blow up that grate. But first, we gotta combine them. And this abandoned lab, it's, ooh, more spiders. Place object. Oh, there's the console. Fuse them together. Take the packs. The combined power pack is ready to use. All we gotta do is install it and cross the fingers. Well, hopefully my fingers won't be anywhere near that mining laser, because that would be a good way to lose those fingers, I think. Put in laser.
Congratulations, Commander.
Ha! An accolade levels me. I love it. That did it, sir. Power to the mining laser is steady and it should be ready to fire. Okay, but before we do that though, we're going to grab the weapon skill here. I mean, it's always good to be ready. Use the mining laser. If this doesn't work, incidentally, engineer, you're dead. Yeah, that's how you do it. Success! The path inside the Reman base is clear. The Remans will be alerted to our presence, so we will need to be careful. I have a feeling that Obasek wants to see us. Do you now? You have a feeling, do you? Obasek tried to kill us the last time we met. Well, his hirelings tried to kill us. Well, nobody's aggroed. Ooh. Don't ignore scans. It's right there in my path. We will not be ignoring this. Locate Obasek. The Remans seem to have been expecting us. Perhaps we should have just knocked. Now? Now you think of this? After we ran back and forth playing with mining lasers and fusing power packs and killing critters, and now you suggest just knocking? Ooh, you're on the list, Valera. You are on the list. Sounds like we have some dissent in the ranks here. But nobody's attacking us, so... And yes, I could be talking to a bunch of these people, but I don't like any of them, so... Space is remarkable. The Remans must have disassembled the old ship and beamed into pieces, one at a time, to construct it. Oh, you can't fault them for being patient. And there he is.
This place won't be safe forever. We have to be ready to leave at a moment's notice. Prepare the... Ah, it's you. Welcome to the heart of the Resistance, little spy.
I'm getting
There is
tired
so
of
much for us
being
to
called
discuss,
that.
and so little time. The Tal Shiar have discovered this, our last refuge. They will be here soon, and my people and I will have to fight for our lives. Yet one question remains. Will you be our friend or our enemy?
Would you believe that I'm undecided? And I can't help but notice that one of your people is are hostile to me, so I hope you'll mind that I kill him off right now. There, anybody else want to be aggro? Good. Now we can have a chat.
My hope is that
I'm pretty sure that's a bug.
But I am prepared for the alternative.
Yeah, your people sure look like it.
The Tal Shiar could arrive at any time. Speak quickly.
Why are you fighting the Tal Shiar? I mean, I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but go ahead.
Why? You ask why? This place is one of the last sanctuaries left to my people, and even it is lost to us now. The Romulans have driven us from our homes, destroyed our ships, and captured or killed our loved ones. They seek to exterminate us, and we will not go quietly. Understand, I do not want this war. I want freedom for my people. It is the Romulans and the Dark Masters they serve who have caused this. Now they must suffer the consequences. Is there anything else you wish to ask?
Was this ordered by the Empress?
This campaign of terror is the Tal Shiar's doing, not the Empress's. Still, Sela does nothing to stop it. There is little love between the Empress and the Tal Shiar. Did you know that many years ago, she was exiled from Romulus for attempting to assassinate the head of their order? The Tal Shiar have their own masters, and Sela despises what she cannot control. Is there anything else you wish to ask?
So why do you expect it's the Tal Shiar who's involved?
Hakiv and the Tal Shiar no longer serve the Empire. The demons of air and darkness are their masters now. They whisper in the night for chaos and despair, and Hakiv gives them blood as tribute. Our blood.
I feel compelled to mention here, just as a side note, that I've always liked the voice actor doing Obasek here. There's just something about it that fits.
Is there anything else you wish to ask?
Yeah, you keep talking about these demons.
I have never seen one of these demons, and I will not speak their name, but I know they exist. Eons ago, they ruled this part of the galaxy. After thousands of years of tyranny and death, the races they ruled rose up against them, driving them from their home world into unexplored space. We thought they had been destroyed. We were wrong. The demons of air and darkness survive, and they hunger for revenge.
Folks who are very familiar with Star Trek lore will immediately know who the demons are.
Is there anything else you wish to ask?
Yeah. Remember those Thalaron weapons?
A small supply. They are terrible things. Weapons of war so horrible, they should have never been invented at all. But they were. And my enemies are great. If I must resort to barbarism to free my people, that is not too high of a price to pay. Is there anything else you wish to ask?
So what do you think I'm going to do?
We need your help. Go to the High Council. Tell them what you have seen. Tell them if my people are to survive, we need assistance. Starships, soldiers, weapons, protection for the refugees. I'm asking for the Empire's aid. You are an honorable warrior. I too am a warrior, and I believe my fight is just. Will you join the battle at my side? Is there anything else you wish to ask?
Decisions. On the one hand, I can demand that he surrender and see that he'll be treated fairly. Or I just step aside and let him do his thing. Choices. And the Tal Shiar annoyed me more than the Obasek has.
I am glad you see things my way. Get instructions from your commanders if you must, but the battle rages, and we must join it. With your help, my people will be free.
Besides, there's more glory and honor by taking out the Empire at the height of its strength rather than a crushed and defeated resistance movement, Thalaron weapons or no. Go where the glory is.
Cause is just. We can do great.
Sir, Romulan transporter signals detected. The Tal Shiar have entered the base.
Start the evacuation. We must get the civilians out. Commander Rashna, transport the reinforcements here. Tell them to assist our new ally. I will return to my ship and attempt to hold off their forces. Help my soldiers defend this base. Fight well, my friend. My people are counting on you.
Really, it's just going to go just like that. Commander, we've lost our transporter lock on you and the away team. The Tal Shiar must have activated a transport inhibitor. You'll need to find that inhibitor and shut it down. I guess we're just going to have to make our own exit. And look, Tal Shiar commandos. Oh, a glorious combat indeed. Oh, we made the right choice. I mean, we could fight, you know, these Riemann resistance people, barely holding it together, last refuge. But it's so much more glorious to fight the cream of the crop of the Romulan Star Empire. Admittedly, that's like saying, I really can't think of a proper expression, honestly. Let's just say that you can only expect so much out of Tal Shiar. Ooh, you look like a general. Well, general, I would not dream of ignoring you. Even though that I could have been taking out those small fry and guaranteeing a lot more kills for my Batleth. But this was so much more fun. And look, the inhibitor. Let's flip a few switches. The Remans should be able to handle it from here, Commander. We should return to the ship and report to Temek. Obisek trusts us. I don't know if he's right about the outside influence on Hakiv's actions, but I'm sure that he believes that these demons are real. I respect him as a warrior, though, and I know he's acting to protect his people. I can't agree with his use of Thalaran weapons. For if the homeworld were threatened, would we act any differently? Why, yes, Balera. You are definitely going on my list. If the High Council agrees to Obisek's resistance, it will be an honor to fight the Romulans at his side. Well, that's the one thing you said that I've agreed with here so far. Why am I getting that now? Alright, let's report to Temek.
The Remans beg for our assistance, but offer no fealty in return. Obisek whispers about demons of air and darkness, but offers no proof of their existence. Outrageous! The Remans have been slaves for too long to be warriors now. If they would ally with us to crush Sela and her ships, we could conquer the entire region in a matter of months. There is nothing for us to gain by joining his fight, and there is no honor in Obisek's tactics. I will consider the situation, but I must have a good reason to recommend this action to the High Council. As of now, that reason does not exist.
Even if the reason is to stick it to the Romulan Star Empire? Because, you know, I would call that a good reason. In fact, I would even say it was the entertaining reason. But, you know, you're the guy in charge here, so I'm just going to reap your experience points, expertise, and dilithium. Bunches of consoles. I'm getting all those consoles. I thought I would only get one of them. Huh. And let's see. Hand weapons. Besides my Batleth, what's my hand weapon? A level 1 disruptor exposed weapon. So we will take the Romulan disruptor pistol.
Congratulations, Commander.
And we'll equip that. Of course, it's not going to likely see very much use either. After all, I kind of am still using the Batleth exclusively. These things happen, you know. Ask Jimpok. Maybe he'll want to help Obisek.
I will speak to the Chancellor, but I already know what he will say. We will not fight at Obisek's side. Not yet. There is little to gain by openly attacking the Romulans, and no proof to Obisek's claims that some hidden entity is directing Hakim. I would dismiss the entire thing as a childish fantasy. But have you fought the Vakir?
Why, yes.
There are terrible
I
things
did.
lurking in the dark.
And the Bard of the Dead.
I have seen them.
And Grethor.
Perhaps Obisek has as well. Continue to investigate this matter. If there is a new enemy, we must know who they are and what they want. Until we know more, however, Obisek is on his own.
We're being held by Obisek. Putting him on the screen now.
The Riemann resistance is very much in need of your help.
I'm sure you are. Hang up. We're not done with the stuff here yet. First, consoles. I think it's pretty easy choice here. Cannon weapons, torpedo damage, or beam weapons. Beam weapons are still the bread and butter for this ship. I mean, I would love to use the torpedoes, bump up their damage. But I think most of my attack is coming through the energy weapons to batter their shields down so I can start hitting them with the torpedoes. I think we're pretty solid on that. I have a console that upgrades my weapon power settings. That is going to be better than the hull restoration item there, so let's swap that out. Let's take a quick peek at my skills. I got a couple levels again. Kinda love that double XP stuff. So we will even ourselves out with the critical chance and, ooh, new ability. I can either increase my critical chance or my critical severity. Pain. It's all about inflicting pain. I am quickly getting to the upper levels of the tactical branch here. So we're going to do a quick preview. Once I get to the points necessary here, first I'm going to get a choice between accuracy or defense. I'm not sure which I'll go with. But then we have the far end here where we start getting the ultimate ability. The ultimate tactical ability, which is Focused Frenzy. Every time you hit a marked target with an energy weapon, firing cycles get faster and faster. And we can go a little further because we can add little details to it. We can get up to 3 upgrades to it. Frenzied Reactions, which could possibly reduce bridge officer cooldowns. That's a big one. Stacking weapon damage bonuses with each hit. Also good. And Team Frenzy, where even allies hitting the marked foe will get stacks of the Frenzy and associated benefits. So, you know, there's lots of fun stuff here. Now, there's equally equivalent stuff if you decide to go heavy specialization with science or engineering. But since we're not going to really look all that hard into it. Hey, it's just the way it rolls. Is anyone using a really cheap shield? Because, you know, I've got a level 5 available. Cigarette and Kigan don't count. I mean, they count, but they don't count that much. Okay, Siege, congratulations. You have your old pathetic shield with the new hotness. How about armor? Level 5 armors? Valera has a chance. Congratulations, Valera. Even though you've mouthed off once too often at me, you get the better armor. Take a quick glance at the duty officers. I've got a complete assignment. Sadly, I still can't tag any more Marauder missions here. And none of those are available. So we're going to just grab as many of the assignments as I can get right now so I can have all my assignment slots being used. Ooh, trial by combat. Cool. There's some duty officer missions that are kind of chained. It's been a while since I've actually done entire chains. I don't know that we'll get to that point with this character either, but I'm not going to ignore him. Doctors. Ooh, an engineering assigned prospect for the Klingons. Considering that I've been looking at Bolero with an evil eye lately. Oh, Bolera's actually tactical. You got off lucky, Bolera. Real lucky. Department heads. Let's try tacticals. I was hoping to find one that had, you know, recruitment for a tactical officer, but no luck. Well, won't lose sleep. 4 more assignments to go. Just grabbing whatever comes up here. And done. And now, it is the 10 o'clock hour, and thus we are at the end of tonight's stream. We will continue to Dan's adventure with the Romulan... Oh, one more thing. More duty officers. Doesn't look like we got anybody fancy, though. Zetos and Shonaro. Well, not bad. Another advisor. Come on, man. We will continue the Romulan mystery next week. Wednesday, 8 o'clock p.m. to approximately 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. I will also be doing a stream. Ooh, I never had this disruptor on auto. How embarrassing. On Saturday, I will be streaming Star Citizen with the new 3.15 patch, which is going to have a lot of different stuff to look at. We're going to take a look at as much as possible. That will be starting up at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern on Saturday to approximately 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern. It may go longer, though, because it depends on how much of the new stuff I want to fiddle around with. I'd like to thank everybody for watching, whether you are watching this live or on demand at YouTube or here at Twitch. I hope to see you again sometime. Thanks again. This is Korath Landwalker, signing off.